Hello and welcome to Sick Notes. My name's Ed Hope. I'm a junior doctor in the UK, and on this channel we talk about everything to do with the human body, hospitals and what it's like to be a doctor. This video is just a bit of a fun one. I used to love playing this classic PC game called Theme Hospital back in the day. I thought, why don't I revisit it? It was probably one of my first kind of entrance into the medical world, and I think everyone feels like they could be better at doing the job than their bosses. So let's see how we get on. Nickname, Dr. Hope. If it ain't broke, what difficulty do we want? Won't be a consultant for a few years, and I've been a junior for a few years, so let's go for it. We'll go doctor mode. First game, yeah. Low res. It kind of looks low res enough. I definitely won't tick that. It'll probably just be like 4 pixels. The Hospital of Hope is soon to be open. Okay. First up, we need a reception desk. Let's have a look at our hospital we've got. It's pretty big. In the shape of a cross, that's fitting. Oh, and I've got plans for that room down there. So receptionist. Let's do it. Okay. I remember that all the receptionists are female, which is pretty sexist. I think this whole game is pretty sexist, actually. Collects World War II shrapnel. Incredibly talented and able. I love the way they lead with their hobbies first. She won me at World War II shrapnel. Need a GP's office. So there's actually a sort of ideal way to have a GP's office or any kind of hospital assessment room. You should always have the doctor nearer the door than the patient. The reason being, in case the patient becomes sort of violent or anything like that, that you can have a nice escape route. So look at that, perfectly designed. And we need a doctor. Of course, all the doctors are men, which is a stereotype that has kind of maybe some historical basis, but nowadays there's more doctors, all the doctors qualifying in the UK, most of them now are women. I don't want someone who's easily distracted. Makes ice sculptures loyal and friendly. You're hired. So I do have to disclose a few things. That I used to play this game so much with my sister back in the day. We had one of those like demo copies of it. A lot of you probably won't know what that is, but back in the day where computer games were on like floppy disks. Floppy disk drive. You'd buy a magazine, they'd have loads of sort of free demo copies of the games, and we used to play this one of Theme Hospital, this one level, so much. Because psychiatric conditions are a huge problem, mental health problems, I'm going to get a wicked little psychiatric unit to make sure we're cutting edge. Look at this couch, like, such a cliche. Here we go. We'll put our doctor near the door. Keep him safe. And what else can we have in here? Oh. We'll have a bookcase to keep up to date on the latest literature. And Nina, we found a skeleton. Probably the most pointless room to put it in, a psychiatric one. But she's here. And we have our psychiatric place. Oh, I need a psychiatrist. Hey! What is better than a psychiatrist who rides a motorbike? Nothing. So we need a pharmacy as well. Let's get our pharmacy going. So a lot of the time when we give medications, people get their prescriptions when they leave. So I'm going to have our pharmacy right by the entrance. Oh, that's not a pharmacy. It's a psychiatric place. Right, get rid of that. Far too many confusing medical words. This is it. Looks a little bit like a arcade machine. Tiny pharmacy. And we need a nurse for our pharmacy. So normally we need a pharmacist actually and a bunch of technicians. nurses tend to dispense the meds on the wards. And again, the sexes over here, they're all ladies. Who have we got here? Oh. Careless and accident prone. No. Smuggles fake watches, remarkably polite and gentle. We don't want to smuggling medications out. Here we go. Listens to rave and hip hop music. This is friendly and enjoys a lot. Get in. There we go. That's exactly who we want. So my strategy for this hospital is, you know, obviously the patients are #1 priority, but my theory is everyone who goes into medicine and nursing and everything like that, they want to look after patients. So if you look after the people, they'll look after the patients. So I'm going to have the most pimping staff room. Let's go. I think this clock down here tells me when my hospital is about to open, so I've got to be quick making this awesome staff room. Oh no. I've left a big corridor down the side, but it's alright. A few sofas. The funny thing is, my doctor's mess, which is what we call the sort of common room for doctors, does have a pool table and a TV and a bunch of sofas and some plants, so it's pretty realistic. So you need at least 2 pool tables, you know. Lots of places to chill out. I want another pool table. Because what if you want to do a pool tournament, you know? Let's get that. TV. There you go. Hopefully that's got Sky Sports. Couple of plants. Look at that. People are gonna be loving it. It looks a bit bare, although all the hospitals I worked in have these massive atriums. I need something here. Not getting a drinks machine. This is loads of people coming into hospital with like conditions associated with diet, and then what do? We have these machines full of crap everywhere, and it's also the only way you can get food out of ours is these vending machines full of nothing useful. So, oh, I didn't mean to do that. I'm not getting any of them. Look at that. You know, creating the. This summarises the hospital, I hope. You know, nice green, lush seating area. And we have our first dude. I remember this guy. The bloaty head guy. So they all have these like conditions that are sort of like real conditions but made up conditions, probably so they don't offend anyone actually. So bloaty head, that could be caused by a few things actually. So the first thing that springs to mind is angioedema. That's when we get swelling in the tissues in the face, generally associated with an allergy. So bee stings or medications that we've given people, or when people eat foods they're allergic to. It differs from anaphylaxis. It's sort of on the spectrum, but anaphylaxis is when we get much more severe reaction, whereas angioedema is kind of a local swelling on the face. So that maybe that's what they're describing here with a bloaty head. You have exhausted all our diagnosis machines on this patient and we are still not sure what's going wrong. What should we do with this patient? Well, I've given you options. Send the patient home. That's not an option. Take a chance on a possible cure. That is even worse. Get patient to wait. Yeah, that's why it's called patient. Let's diagnose this chap with a bloaty head. A crash trolley as well. A crash trolley is obviously when people are acutely unwell and we need all the facilities we need to hand, and so they're labelled. We've got specific drawers that they're labelled so we know exactly what's in each one. And the same across the whole hospital. So if we're ever called to a cardiac arrest or anything like that, or someone really unwell, we know exactly where to get everything in the crash trolley. So to have it in a diagnostic suite, that's a bit overkill, but you know, I don't know what else they'd put in there, just a curtain. We've got a new condition, it's the squits. Eating pizza found under the cooker. Symptoms, surely you can guess. So I think we've just discovered like gastroenteritis. So food poisoning type stuff. Your team has discovered a new condition. It is the uncommon cold. So the common cold normally caused by a viral infection, something like the rhinovirus. That's what gives you all these symptoms. Okay, we've got another one here. So 50% chance that we've identified the type of invisibility the patient has. Send them home, take a chance on a possible cure. We sometimes do that actually if what we're, if they're stable and if what we're giving them doesn't have lots of side effects, we will just try treatments and see if they respond. And that's often sometimes how we figure out what's going on. Hey, a bloaty head. We need an inflation room. Okay, let's get one of those done. Cool. Cool, there you go.
Doctor required an inflator room.
Your team has discovered a new condition. It is heaped piles. So piles is what we call hemorrhoids, a kind of engorging of the blood vessels around the anal canal. Can be quite painful, really common actually, and caused by kind of constipation really. They're easily treated. Your team has discovered a new condition, TV personalities. Quite fitting for this episode. And we need a trained psychiatrist. I could not agree more. So let's see how our cure for our bloaty head condition goes. Jesus Christ! Is that the type of medicine we're doing in this hospital? Well, if the patient's happy and we're making money, we just got to keep doing it. Oh, Billy Savile at OBE says a well-run hospital. We get 1,200 smackers. Nice one.
Show me the money.
Patients are very cold. We need some radiators. Oh man. I just wanted to sort of cure people and next minute I have to be a plumber. Four radiators in a building this size. That should be enough, I'm sure. Parents told me that the medical profession paid well, so give me a raise or become a computer games programmer. Weirdly enough, I went from the opposite. I used to be a computer programmer. Went to the medical profession. I'll tell you what, you do get paid a lot more in the other profession. People are incredibly annoyed at the way you run your hospital. I can't say I blame them. Get it together. What's going on? What? I don't know why they're annoyed. This is running like a dream. Let's see how much our pimping staff room's getting used. Not so much yet. Hey! Death count 0. Total value 61,000. I think we've done well. Hey! Mission 1 done. Dear Dr. Hope, marvellous. You have handled the running of this hospital superbly. Us big wigs at the Ministry of Health would like to know if you'd be interested in taking on a larger project. There's a job we think you'd be perfect for. The salary would be 15,000. Do you know what? I'll stick to the YouTube. Okay, so there you have it. Our first running of the Hospital of Hope. I think we did a pretty good job. We had no deaths. We kept the staff fairly happy by just paying them loads of money. We cured a few diseases, the squits, the bloaty head, and also we made the most pimping staff room ever, although I don't think anyone used it. So I hope you enjoyed this sort of more of a light-hearted look at not even medicine, but this computer game. Again, thank you guys so much for all your support on the channel, and I'll be back with some more content real soon. So see you then.